Good day. Welcome to Vanguard Talks. I'm Vanguard, and I'll be talking. Um, you can also call me Van. You can call me Jason, is what my friends call me. Um, Here on Vanguard Talks, we're doing something that I'm sure somebody has done at some point in the history of YouTube. Um, but before I get into what this channel is going to be about, I want to thank you because whoever you are, wherever you are watching this, chances are good that you only stumbled across this video for one of a few reasons. The first is that whether it's the very beginning of my channel or whether it's several years down the road, for some reason the algorithm has sent you this video, and I am thrilled that you're here with the opportunity to watch and follow along. The second reason is that you're one of my friends. Whether distant or close or whatever your relationship to me might be, and you're here to show your support. You're here to like, you're here to comment maybe you want to follow along and subscribe. However you decide to show your support, I cannot thank you enough. The third reason is because, God willing, you're watching this channel several months or several years from now, and you thought to yourself, man, where did this all start? And hopefully my videos by then flow a little bit better, and maybe we have an intro and an outro and we have credits and we're doing the whole nine. um, but I think it's really important, and I think that it's actually critical, not only to my success but the success of this channel, if it's going to be successful, that everybody who watches this first video gets to see where we started, gets to see what that first video looked like. And that leads me, I guess, not only into talking about the purpose of this video, but also talking about what the purpose of this channel really is. First and foremost, as I said, I'm Vanguard. I have spent the last 10 years of my life working as the last 11 years of my life working as a nurse in the United States healthcare system. I have put hours, emotional energy, physical energy. I've suffered injuries. I've cried alongside families. I've cried alongside their friends. I've put my all into taking care of others, and I'm really happy about that. However, like anybody, there are a lot of things that I still want to do that have nothing to do with healthcare. They have nothing to do with healthcare. They have nothing to do with, being a bigger or better person. They are just personal goals. And I have a lot of them. And over the course of these videos, I'm going to be talking about a lot of them. I'm going to be talking about the things that I've done, the things that I'm in the process of doing. Hopefully, maybe there will be guest speakers. My friends will come and we can turn this into like a little podcast vlog thing. But regardless of where this goes, the most important thing about this channel is that it's something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to have kind of a social media, internet platform. Not necessarily to do anything, not necessarily to make money, not necessarily to make a difference, but just to give it a try. I mean, one day it would be wonderful if I can reach out to, thousands of people. That would actually be mind-blowing if I could reach out to thousands of people and change their opinions on the world and change how they view themselves. But that's not why I'm making the channel. I'm making the channel because it's something I want to do. And I think that that's really important. Which leads me into the topic of today's Vanguard Talks, is doing what you want to do with your life. And when I say that, I don't mean doing what you think is best for you. I don't necessarily mean doing what other people say is best for you. I don't necessarily mean doing what you've heard or researched or like sat down. I'm not talking about any of those things. I'm not talking about. I'm also not talking about lounging around doing nothing. I'm not talking about taking a beach trip to the Bahamas because you've been working so hard and you deserve it, and quite honestly, you probably do. But I'm talking about doing those things in life that came to the forefront of your mind at one point or another, and you thought to yourself that I want to do that thing. And most people, when they want to do a thing, whether it's creating something, some kind of art, music, writing a book, doing some kind of art piece, whether it's becoming an expert in a field, whether it's learning how to play a musical instrument or learning how to speak another language, a lot of people get caught up in that planning phase, right? A lot of people, to use actually a really good analogy that I just overheard, take lifting weights, for example. No matter how many videos you watch on your form, on, proper technique and proper equipment, you could watch 100 videos, you could watch 1,000 videos, you could watch one video, one really good video. And chances are pretty good that none of those videos on their own will help you lift more than maybe an extra, 2 to 4 pounds. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of things that we all want to do, I think. There's a lot of things that I want to do, at least. And it's scary to do things, to do new things, to do old things. It's scary to do things that you're not comfortable with, and it's scary to stretch yourself outside of that comfort zone. And it's really important that even if you are scared or worried, you remind yourself that there's only a limit to how much you can plan and prepare and focus on things, and at some point you have to go out and do it. So this first video on my first attempt, my second attempt at a YouTube channel ever. Don't go looking for the first YouTube channel. It's a bunch of really bad XCOM videos. But this first real attempt at a YouTube channel and this first video are meant to be a testament to the fact that it's okay to be bad at something as long as you're doing it. It's okay not to have a plan. It's okay not to have prepared for hours and hours on end. It's okay to not have consulted somebody, as long as whatever you're doing is safe, obviously. But it's okay to do all of those things as long as you start. Because if you start and you place discipline on whatever you're doing, and you make it a point to get better and be better and do better, at some point you will improve. At some point you will have done the thing that you wanted to do, and at some point you'll look back and you'll see how much progress you've made, and there won't be a question as to whether or not you were ready. There won't be a question as to whether or not you waited for the right time, because when you look back at where you started, you'll realize that now you're right where you need to be. And God willing, in 3 months, 6 months, a year, this channel will have put out consistently one video every 1 to 2 weeks. And I'll have gotten better. Now, I'm not, holding my hopes high to reach, 1,000 people, but even if I can get this message to a few people, even if it's 100 people, 50 people, 10 people, even if it's only my friends, I know that I'll have made an attempt and I'll have done something with myself. And that's what this channel and this first video is about. Now, if you have come here from however long from now, however many months or years that I've been doing this, and you come to this first video, you're going to notice that this video isn't very good. It's not very good, and it's not very good on purpose. Not that I'm purposely trying to do bad, but it's not very good because it's not edited. It's not refined. There was no planning. There's no script. There's no editor. As I said, the music I'm using, I might not have said it. The music that I'm using is royalty-free music, just kind of pulled from wherever. I'm doing this out of a study in my apartment. I have really crappy blackout shades to try and give some semblance of lighting, but otherwise there's just the lighting that's overhead. You know, there's no polish, there's no makeup, there's no any of that. And in fact, the only edit I'll have made to this video is cutting out the awkward, first 3 to 5 seconds where I was just staring at the camera, trying to get up the courage to say anything. And that's where this video is going to begin. That's where this journey is going to begin. And do I know how long the journey will last? No. Do I know what will come from the journey? Also no. But for those of you who have entered the journey at somewhere in the distant future, for those of you who have been following along on the journey from the very beginning, for those of you who are stepping onto the journey for the very first time, this channel isn't going to be about money. It's any sponsorships you may see will always be something that I truly, genuinely believe in and would advertise even without a sponsorship. There will never be clickbait. I probably will, at some point I'll probably worry about the algorithm, only as far as, trimming the videos down and making sure they have, interesting thumbnails or whatever. But I'll never worry about what's trendy or what's a hot topic. I'm not going to sit here and worry about offending anyone. I'm not going to worry about getting canceled. I'm not going to worry about being a viral sensation. This channel is just going to be about doing something that I have always wanted to do. So, I've been talking for a little bit longer than I thought I was going to be talking, and I hope that, if nothing else, you're watching this video, and what you take away from this video is that whatever that thing is that you've always wanted to do, that book you've been wanting to write, that art gallery you've wanted to open up, that instrument you wanted to play, that person you've wanted to ask out, that place you've wanted to go to, that language you've wanted to learn, whatever it may be, I hope that you watch this video and you decide that today or tomorrow at the latest, you're just going to go do it. And if you do decide to go do it, leave a comment below. Tell us what you're going to do. Tell us that thing that you've always been thinking of that you want to start doing. Tell us what you're doing and let us follow along in the journey too. This has been Vanguard, and I've been talking, and boy am I going to work on that outro at some point. Thank you for your time. Best wishes.